we're looking at banter bubbles, but we should actually be looking at the BTC chart. I mean, these jobs numbers came out so strong, and the market was hating it. And BTC just gave us a full chop. Let's take a look here. This is the 15-minute we're watching on BTC. They came for us, and they gave us a full flush out here. Look at this, guys. We were sitting up here pretty this afternoon. Everyone was getting excited for a massive move into the afternoon. And what did they do? They came and flushed us out all the way. They hit these levels that they gave us the other day. And you know what? As you were, they've sent us straight back up, business as usual. While this was happening, I was looking at these altcoins, and they were just holding these areas. Sure, they were a little bit affected, but they held their levels so nicely, and some of them actually accelerated and started pumping now pretty hard after that. So we've seen things like TRB start moving nicely. So what do I have for you today, guys? Well, we're going to run through this market situation quickly. We've got to look at the S&P, we've got to look at the DXY and just get our heads around what's going on here. Then we've got another attempt at a STMX short. We tried it yesterday at a big resistance zone. It pushed through. We're now at another resistance zone with a big order block looming. We've got an AVAX potential short setup brewing that I'm going to talk to you about. I've got GRT for you. I've got a LINA long that could be a nice potential if we have a nice green weekend. Then David's got spell for you. Bruce has got, I think he's also looking at TRB, and Simon's also got some indicator stuff for us on 𝗪𝗔𝗪𝗀. So guys, we've got a lot to do. Just a reminder, for those of you in the UK and Canada, if you want to open a Bitget account, they're going to match your deposit. So $100, they're going to give you $100. It's only valid for 9 days or another 8 days. The link is in the description, guys. So if you're in the UK or Canada, new Bitget users, you get your deposit matched. For those of you in the US, there's 𝗕𝗵𝗀 you can trade with. You can trade these setups with me on 𝗕𝗵𝗀. There's no KYC on 𝗕𝗵𝗀. So yeah, it might help the guys in America there. Take a look at that. Right, let's get straight into what we are looking at. So this was the 15 minutes. I mean, this was full of drama. But if we zoom out a little bit and we go to the 4-hour here on BTC, well, nothing's really changed other than this wick they just gave us. So we are still riding this region. We are still trying to reclaim this 27.5, which we've been talking about it for days now. Areas to watch, guys, still the 200-day MA higher up at 28K. That's going to be another big area. In fact, I'm going to bang in a trend line here, and this should give us some perspective as to what we are looking for. So if we do push up, we want to see if we can just crack through this area and hold this retest, and then see how we go from there. And then bigger picture, guys, this is the 3-day BTC chart again. Those of you trading spot, those of you like to look at your account every now and again, well, nothing's really changed. We're still just sitting here. We're cruising up this little wedge. Resistance for us is 200-day MA, 200-week MA. Nothing's really changed here. Panic stations, again, guys, if we start losing trends, that sort of stuff, that's when you start worrying. But otherwise, other than that, we're just cruising up now. Let's see how the S&P and the DXY handled that little move. Well, we saw the DXY did pump on that news there, and it's actually pulled back nicely. So it didn't print new highs. It didn't scare us too much. It was just a little shock factor there. Let's see how the S&P is looking at the moment. The S&P is actually down 0.66%, but it's still just hanging around our area that we like so much. So let's see how we go here. I'd still like to see a bounce in this region. I don't want to say I'm confident on a bounce, but looking at the RSI, how oversold this is, and how the market is sort of digesting this news, which actually should have maybe sent this quite a bit lower. I suspect we maybe get a little wick down here, and we might get our bounce on that S&P, and that could unlock a few things for us in the other markets. Right, guys, let's take a look at some of these altcoins. So the first one I'm looking at the moment is LINA. Now, it had a massive sell-off today, and it was selling off while BTC was pumping. BTC was pushing up so beautifully, and LINA was just selling, and it's finally hit this area down here at these lows, the 0.0096 region. It's pinged this area. I picked up an order block here. I think it was on the 4-hour. I'm going to get Simon in just now. He's going to, when he talks 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗀 with us, he's going to take us through this LINA. He's looked at it for me as well. So I quite fancy a LINA long in this region, just a bounce play for now. We're going to see how that pans out. So when Simon jumps on just now, we're going to relook at LINA and just look at these order blocks and just get our heads around 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 and what's happening there. Let's take a look at AVAX. So I mentioned this one earlier on Sheldon's show. Again, we have a nice big order block coming up here on the 12-hour. This is a Lux Algo order block that we picked up, and this is a nice resistance area. So those of you on Banter Bubbles, I've set 2 alarms here. You should be pinged if AVAX decides to pump this weekend into this region. Let's see what happens around here. Let's see if we get a little spike up. But I think we could get a nice short opportunity. And I know DJ David loves to short these big order blocks. So we're going to get his views on this one as well. Let's take a look at Solana. So Solana, guys, this is Solana 12-hour. Again, just waiting patiently. It's just cruising down this flag. No reason to do anything here on Sol just yet. I'd like to see it still lower. This is my area, this 22. Remember, it's pumped so much. You know, if things are going to move, maybe other altcoins, maybe there's other trades now, maybe Sol's just going to drift down for us, give us a nice little entry here. So like I said the other day, 22 is still an area for me. If things do turn bullish, guys, you can see we're tracking a little flag here. So you can always play this little game where you play the flag breakouts and chase it higher there. Right, I've also got CFX for you, which is actually looking a little bit bearish. So it's sticking its head out of this trend. If it doesn't recover quickly, I'm gonna think that CFX wants to dip a little bit lower. So right now I've got a bearish view on CFX, unless there is a big move up in the next couple of hours. I would say we actually want to see it get up here quickly and reclaim that 618. So right now CFX is looking like a potential short setup is brewing for us here. So we're going to keep our eyes on this. You can see we did have that double top here, and that was a bearish signal. And now we've dropped down and we've started losing this horizontal, and we're losing this trend, and we're losing the 618. So potential short opportunity coming for CFX. And guys, let us know about the music. We got the music up again. Let us know if you're happy. DJ and David is mixing us some more music, and we're going to start testing out some new tracks for you during the week. So looking forward to that. This is Injective, guys. This is the 8-hour, and you can see what's going on here. Once again, we've got a 618 rejection, not the first time. Yeah, it's the second time we've got it. I've set an alarm here again. This is currently bear country on Injective. So Injective for the bulls, guys. We want to see Injective push up now, and we want to reclaim this resistance area as support as quickly as possible, so we can start moving higher. These are the targets here. This high, I'm looking at around 8. So right now it's bear country. These are the strong zones. The bears are looking for rejections, so we need to watch this one closely. Bears, if you are short, or you're looking to be short, you are looking at this trend and 618 as a major area. This area is going to be a TP zone for you if you're looking for scalps. I would look for a reaction here, and then don't forget we've got the 200-day coming up and the 50-day MA giving that extra support. So I like this area as support for Injective if we do get some kind of pullback. If we do go long, guys, remember, this is going to be your first area where you're going to get some kind of reaction, this 8.05 area. So if you are long, just make sure you take something off the table over there. Let's do a recap quickly on GALA. So GALA is still a short zone. We were looking at shorts here. We saw GALA dip below the trend line. It pushed back, it retested, and it sent it lower. And look where it's reacting, guys. The 618, once again, which is always, if you're going south, it's a TP area. If you're going long, it's normally a nice load up zone for things like that. Is the selling done on GALA? Well, we're going to have to watch closely now and see. It seems to be consolidating quite nicely in this region. So let's see how we go here on GALA. If it does hold this area and this weekend turns green, we might see it start making its way further up. So eyes on GALA. If we do lose this area, guys, there's a big region here that I'm watching very closely, the 786. You can see it over here. This is 0.0138. Alarm set, Banter VIP. You'll get your alarm if it pings that thing. Just be ready to push some buttons if it does hit that area. Okay. Let's get in some of the guys. Simon is here. I want to give you a round of applause. I need to find that round of applause button. I don't know if you can hear that. How's it, Simon? Welcome.
How are you doing?
Hey. I'm good. What did you think of that AVAX setup I'm looking at?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Do you want to bring my screen up? I'll show you what I'm looking at for AVAX as well. I think we're pretty much aligned.
Okay, so right now I'm going to bring your screen up. Your screen is our screen. There it is. Okay, cool.
There we go. Just to clarify, I'm getting a few jumps in this stream. I'm not sure if it's my broadband or not, so sorry if I go down for any period of time. Okay, so AVAX, listen, at the minute, what you're talking about is playing out perfectly. Obviously, we've got a lot of guys here that are here every day, so I'm not going to explain what all the different components are, but if anyone's stuck, just hit me up after the show. We have a previous long, which is playing out beautifully. You can see there's a lovely green trend line, which has been making its way up. It's just kind of showing that price is moving in an upward direction, along with the green candles. And there is our first point of interest. We have a TP from this previous long down here. We're up very nicely in the reversal red cloud that you see behind here. You know, the price action is beautifully up in the cloud. Normally when we get this high into the second band, which is the thicker red, we can expect some sort of reversal. And then obviously the other thing that's given me a huge point of confidence is you've got a lovely sort of short signal here. You've got a beautiful RSI, which is topping out at 91, 92 at the moment, which is great. And we actually saw some bearish divergence, which hasn't really played out unless you kind of, I mean, it's potential that it was there, but I mean, it's far back enough now that potentially it won't play out at all. But there's enough points of confluence here telling me that we should expect another bit of a push in this cloud, and then we should start to make our way back down. This is my first point of interest about that. I'm not sure if this lines up with what your point of interest was, Dylan, just somewhere around the 10 mark. Is that where you were?
Yeah, around 10.2. That's
okay.
the region.
So your first one is there. And then I was also potentially looking, if we make out, I mean, this black space that you see here, guys, behind the candles is the normal price action. When we get back down here, we're obviously in excessively outside of normal price trading. But if we made our way back down to the bottom of this area, then we're kind of talking around 9.5. So that would probably tie up with this sort of support and resistance area here. So essentially TP1, like Dylan's saying, somewhere around this level, and then down here for TP2. That's probably what I'm looking at for AVAX.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just loving that big, thick order block on the 8 hour sitting up here. Let's call him Dave. I know, there goes a trading view alarm as well. Injective has just hit our level. Okay, Dave, let's get Dave in here. Dave, I know you love a big order block short. I saw you do that on Pepe. Talk to me.
Yo. Yeah, you're talking about AVAX, huh?
AVAX.
Yeah, I would, those alerts are set perfectly. But at the 11, I mean, when you guys get that alert, most likely, again, Saturdays, typically Bitcoin has like a 1% pump past the Keltner channels. I'd imagine AVAX will hit that level when that happens, and just pay attention to Bitcoin at that point. But it'll probably be an easy short when that
What's your short strategy in a situation like this? Do you ladder into it, or do you pick an area and just bang it in? And
yeah, like when the first alert goes off and it kind of just holds, and you'll see the candles. It's like they're trying to fight its way through. I'll enter a small position at that point, and then if there's some kind of extra scam wick, and I see it kind of hold, then I'll add more or go full size, and then increase the leverage as I feel confirmation of the.
And where do you exit?
Downturn.
You exit if it breaks through the order block. Where do you look to exit? Because right now this order block is at this high, 11.21. How high do you wait before you cut?
It just depends on your leverage, right? And let's see if there's another order block above that. Is there one? No.
It might be on a lower time frame. Let's see. No, that's it. That's the one.
Yeah, so maybe 2 or 3% above the order block. That's why when I gave that short link setup that actually ended up playing out, it went 5% past the order block. Usually that's a little too much for me, but it makes sense now that because there was an event, there was heavy buyers and whatever happened there. But yeah, typically, 2 or 3% above the order block is the most I'll see if it's a heavy order block. And if it goes more than that, then that's where I'll be like, okay, maybe I need to cut this thing.
Okay, nice. There's some questions about what we're using here, guys. This is Lux Algo. I see some people were asking. There's a discount in the link for 𝗲𝗏𝗀𝗀. I think the first 30 days are free as well. So if you like it and you see what we do with it, test it out, see if it works for you. We use it as confluence for a lot of stuff. So if we hit big areas, we pull out the 𝗲𝗏𝗀𝗀, see if it ties in. That's why I wanted to ask Simon about this LINA long that I'm looking at as well. I want to see his view on the 𝗲𝗏𝗀𝗀 clouds. Bruce, we're not ignoring you. Bruce is here, guys. Bruce, we're not ignoring you. Hold on, let's get you in here. Bruce was at a rock concert last night. He's feeling a bit husky. But don't be surprised. This man has got guitars behind him. He's a rock star. Bruce, what are you trading right now?
Well, I'm taking a look at TRB. I know you're already in it, but I've got my eyes on. I'm setting up with TRB, Aptos, Lido, Optimism, Wild, Link, and Shiba.
You got a lot going on there. Got a lot
going on. That all happened this morning. So I guess that music was good luck.
I want to hear what you're saying about TRB. I'm in a little scalpy there on that thing. Simon, can I quickly ask you to help us with this LINA situation that I'm looking at?
Of course, let me know.
So this, guys, just a reminder, this is what I was looking at earlier. LINA bounced off this major support zone. It's just above the alarm and banter bubbles. I'm looking for a scalp move here, and I just want to see Simon's opinion and just see what he thinks. Okay, I'm going to pull up your screen.
No sweat. All right, cool. What's this, LINA? Okay, so I'm looking on the 1 hour. There's a couple of things that I've noticed, and I will take you to a couple of different time frames actually today. The first one, obviously, the main shorts that was in play earlier on has obviously played out now. We've had the red trend line running down. I mentioned just before about that reversal cloud, which I've highlighted. Now we're now firmly inside it. And we've actually wicked right down to almost the very boundary of the cloud. We've had our TP from that previous short. And at this point, you can sometimes expect to see a second or even a third X sometimes. But looking down at the oscillator, the fact that there is some now bullish divergence, my apologies, playing out. And we have a lovely green long or a buy signal. So if I kind of take you down, or take you up actually to a different time frame, hang on a sec. I did notice that the 4 hour did have some retracement still to come down. There was a previous short and it's made its way down. It's starting to make the way down. There was a TP. We're not down as far into this cloud yet. So it is potential that with this RSI as well, which also hasn't got below 10, which is still very low. If you look historically, it is lower now than here, right the way back to here. So actually, we are still very low, but it could be, Dylan, that you get another push first while this plays out and kind of levels out, and then I would expect some sort of push up. So on the 4 hour, it's not quite ready, but on the 1 hour, just loading back up again, hang on. Oh, there we go. On the 1 hour, it's actually already made a bounce. We have had this bounce, so we've had the bounce here as well. So there is potential that, you know, although I've just said the 4 hours not ready, we may actually get this first. So that could be what's coming. So we may just be on this long here. All right.
Okay, so yeah, just in summary, on the 1 hour, it looks like a potential bounce incoming on 𝗲𝗏𝗀𝗀. From my perspective, it also looks like a potential bounce area. Again, how high, we can't say for sure, right? It could be 1%, could be 4%, it could pump this weekend. But it looks like a percentage area where we could get some kind of bounce. Obviously, you know, there are no guarantees here. I'm just looking at this wick. The biggest wick is 0.00955. So that is still an area that could get tapped on downside. And then closer down, we've got 0.00969 as another area. So guys, you need to just manage your risk, manage your stops. If this market's going to move, I would think LINA should push up with it. BTC is still just absolute beast mode here. Just flushed everyone out. It's back to where we were 2 hours ago. This is ridiculous.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's the game we play, guys. If you don't forget, I'm supposed to say, like the smash buttons, smash the like button.
But the like smash.
If you like this stuff, smash the smash buttons. Okay, cool. So Thomas, let's see. Wait, let's get Dave back in here. Simon, what else you got before you go? I know you have to leave early.
Yeah, sure. So I'm also looking at OGN. Just to give the guys in the chat just a little bit of alpha. On certain days when I can't find a trade, I'll just open up Binance and I will sort out the entire spot market in descending order, and I'll look at what's moved the most, and then I'll look at what's moved the most in the other direction. And OGN caught my eye today, so I drew this trend line. I looked at a previous long. Obviously, there must have been some news or something. I don't follow this token, so I don't know. Maybe someone can offer some comments. But all I can tell you is based on what I chart, we have had a trend line break. We've entered the top reversal cloud. We haven't had a TP, an X or anything like that yet, but the RSI to me is looking at 97, like it's ready to make a move. And I've kind of compared this. Yeah, and if I take us down just one level to the 15, I don't normally trade the 15, but I do look at the 15 to see what the 1 hour is going to do next. And I noticed that already we've had a bit of an RSI flip. It got up to 100, which is crazy high. We have come down slightly. I noticed that the cash flow, which is this green sort of mountain look behind, it was flowing in quite rapidly. I appreciate this is very small, I'm sorry. Hold on, there we go. Just to give you guys a quick look at what this is. This is the cash flow. You can see it flowed in nicely. Now it's started to come off a bit. So potentially we may just get that. I'm not sure what we're going to get, but all I can tell you is the long, based on that and this, is probably done. And I think there's a short coming, Dylan. So I would have thought, yeah, you know, it looks pretty short.
Deep in the cloud, turning over. Okay, guys, get that on your watch list. Let me just flash. I just want to show you guys that alarm went off for Injective, and people are asking what's happening. This is the 1 hour on Injective. So I've zoomed in. Okay. This is what we're looking at right now. You can see we are still banging clear resistance. The resistance you're looking at here is that 618 in that other 8 hour chart I showed you. Okay. So let's see how we play this. Right. We've had the trend break. So often, not every time, but often when we get a trend break, we look for a rejection. We look for the support to hold, and then we look for it to go. So remember, if you are longing Injective here, you are technically longing into resistance, even though we do have a trend break. Okay, so just play it carefully. Let's see what we got here with as far as rising trends are concerned. We could easily get a situation like this as well, guys, where we just pull back and we just play this game. Okay, so that's also on the table. So yeah, those are your options on Injective. The target, guys, I would say TP 8.045. That's that high that you saw on that previous 8 hour chart that I was showing you. So yeah, that's where we are with Injective after that alarm. Okay, Simon, thank you. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. No, OGN is on our list.
That's all right.
We all over that. Oh, one more.
I'll say I've got a couple of minutes more if you need me to look at anything like that. I'll go with you, mate.
Dave,
sure.
Don't get lonely there, Dave. Dave's still here, guys. He's there behind the chat. Dave, do you want to sit behind the chat? So you fine with that?
Yeah, no worries, man.
Rodolfo's sitting on Dave.
Yeah, Rodolfo, out of the way there, bro.
Rodolfo.
Okay, cool. So no chats till Simon's gone. Simon, talk to me about STMX. I got stopped on a short there yesterday.
Let's take a look.
What I did see, actually, David pointed out there's an order block up here right now. There's two order blocks, STMX. There's also a new trend that we're looking at. So we're watching that right now, STMX. Remember, it was in this beautiful downtrend, and our target was the 50-day MA lower down, and it's just completely reversed before that. So I'm going to pull up your screen again, Simon.
Yeah. All right. So you're looking for a short, right?
We're looking at potential shorts here. This is a resistance area. I don't want to get into a habit of getting married to shorting STMX and get rinsed every time I try. So we tried it on a 618 and trend. Okay, it went through, got stopped out. Now we had another major area. So, you know, I don't want to force something that's not here.
Of course. I'm just taking off some of the stuff that's not necessary. I see this order block, right. So let me just have a look at one more setting and then I should be with you. It's on here.
Thomas, what do you want us to look at for you, bro? You said I never check what you asked. Let us know. I'll look for you. Tell us.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. So I just adjusted the 𝗲𝗏𝗀𝗀 settings. Let me take off the order block so you can see clearer. Look at that. There is a lovely TP there. So I've just jumped up to the 4 hour. What strikes me immediately is this hasn't finished going up yet because it's not flat. It's still sort of rising. The cash flow has been low. It's coming up. It's still coming up. So it's not finished. There is a long in play. Obviously, we've missed the long by quite some way, and you're talking about this short up here. What I guess is going to happen is that price will come into this cloud, the red cloud, and somewhere in this region, we'll get our second one of these, basically. So I think probably, Dylan, if we were to look at, where are we? I mean, you would be looking around this sort of region here, which would be somewhere around there. What, I don't know what was your... yeah, what do you have? 7519. 7519. What do you have?
We're at 0071 now. I like the trend a little bit higher and that order block. So yeah, call it 0072. Somewhere in that region. I mean,
so that's where we are. Oh, we're pretty close to that now, aren't we? Really?
Yeah.
All right. So you're talking around this region. So that should give you enough time just to finish off cooking here and making some sort of flatten out, and I guess cash flow will do the same. So I think probably looking at this, Dylan, you're going to be pretty close to another X, pretty close to the cloud, and I would have thought if we come back down to the 1 hour, yeah, I mean, look at that. We're in there now, mate. You know, it's coming, hey. It's coming.
Okay, so when we see that second X on Lux Algo, if it's tying into the order block, the trend, and this resistance area, then it's a potential short opportunity. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then the bulls, you know what to do. If we blow through that trend, look for that retest, look for that support, then this thing has legs. I mean, there was a hell of a move yesterday, and I'm watching it on the 4 hour candle, and it's just pushing. So, okay, there are options here. I wonder what that looks like on the daily. Is that the daily?
The daily? Hang on a sec.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Lots of green. Look at that. Hang on a second. So, oh, that's horrible to look at. Hold on a sec. There we go. It's a little bit better. So, look, I mean, on the daily, there's a long way up to go. Look at that. We got a buy. We haven't even got started yet. We're nowhere near the top cloud. So, potentially, what's that? That's a 12. Let me just quickly change these settings real quick, and we'll see what it gives us. Okay, let's get all that out of the way. There we go. And last thing you want is an order block. So, the order block's here, isn't it? I mean, essentially, you'd fancy price action entering that order block, wouldn't you, Dill? I would have thought. Look at that. Yeah. There's so much.
That,
that is 8130 to 9, right up to 9. I mean, there is a long way to go on the daily, mate. There's a long way. It's possible.
Okay.
It's
so
definitely
based
possible.
on that daily, any short-term moves down are short-term. They're not. Okay. Cool. Got you.
Anything else?
I think we're good. Yeah, I'm pulling up near because Thomas was very upset. He said we never look at anything you want, so I'm going to look at near for you, bro. Thomas, I got you. And we've also got Rune that he wants to look at. So let's see. Let's see what Nia's got here.
Oops.
Bruce, I see TRB is hitting a resistance zone now. I wonder if it's going to blow through, or you have that chart ready there for us.
I've got it ready.
Okay, TRB coming up. Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to say one thing. Near is doing absolutely nothing for me whatsoever on Lux Algo. It's right in the middle of everything, so I can't help with that one. I've got nothing for you. Look at that. It's right in the middle of the price action. Literally.
He's not a fan of Near. BB doesn't dig Near. He says Near's stupid.
Okay. Nice. All right.
Cool. Okay, look at Rodolfo, bro. He's all over this. Okay, he's done some work there. That's okay. Bruce, can you give us TRB, and then we're gonna look at Rune, and we're gonna look at some of these Rodolfo. We'll keep looking at those. Dave's still hiding behind the chat there.
Here we
I'm going to jump off, Dave. All yours.
Ciao, brother.
Later.
Ciao.
Okay. While you're talking, I'm going to load in some of these that Rodolfo likes. Okay, carry on.
Cool. Yeah, so TRB's, it definitely It swung all the way down there. Dave loves those right there. What it hasn't done though is retested a really strong support area. You can just take a look at it. Boom, boom, boom. Really just a lot of orders, long and short, coming into this area right there. So it bounced off this support area here, came up, and it's right up against this downtrend line, up against support, following that trend all at the same time, and it's thick with order blocks. I mean, look at that, right? 1, 2, right, you're right in that area. So there's a lot of all this price action left behind, a lot of longs and shorts. So what I'm waiting for in this, because you need to kind of interpret it somehow, is that it's going to do one of two things from here. It's either going to reject at this point. There's going to be more shorts than longs, which is going to reject, come down, bounce off there, and then we've got a really nice short in play. I'm kind of thinking though, that might happen, but what I'm kind of thinking is that it's going to break through all this. TRB does its own thing. It doesn't listen to Bitcoin, but if it breaks through on the retest, I think we've got ourselves a really nice long going in. The only thing I'd worry about is the fact that it's likely to happen during the weekend. So basically, TRB's right at a decision point. I'm going to personally wait and see what it decides, what the market decides, and I'll follow the herd after that.
Yeah, this is definitely a big area for it now.
Yep.
I mean, it should technically be my first TP zone here.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking, because you got on down here, which means you're up.
Yeah.
You're up somewhere around 7%.
Okay, we'll keep watching this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, the first one, well, if you got another one, pull it up so long, because I'm still doing some of these charts here. I'm prepping some.
Okay, sure. Well, I'll pull up TOMO while you're waiting. So TOMO's been quasi boring. If you didn't pick TOMO up down here or on that first retest there, it's now mid-channel, mid-range. You still have from here about 8% to the top. So what I'm looking at is if it does a retest of this trend line, first it has to make a higher high, right? If it breaks that high, comes back and retests over here, I wouldn't mind catching a couple of percent up to the top over there. The only thing I'm watching at is that it clearly is running into a lot of resistance over here recently. So it only pinged that high. Let me get rid of this stuff. It only pinged this upper area once. It wicked up and got shoved back down by a lot of shorts. So this area, I'm a little suspicious of this area right here, but it wouldn't be bad if it came back, retested the trend line to give it a shot to get a couple percent up to there. If not, then we really have to wait until it gets to the top of the range to short it, or comes back down to the bottom of the range in this area and move along it. So middle of the road right now, it's been there for a while.
TOMO used to be like a money printing machine. Is it just not giving nice setups anymore?
Yeah, well, tokens do their thing for a while, and then they gotta catch their breath, and they gotta kind of figure out where they're at, and the market has to figure out, what they think of it, kind of in mass, and then once that happens, after the kind of consolidation is done, then a big move will happen. I mean, this move really surprised us, right? We were looking at this kind of grass growing for a while, right? And going, okay, bounce off the trend line, whoopie-doo, nothing going on there. And then it did this, right, which was a great move. It looked like it was going to retest and then continue going, but instead hit a lot of shorts and rejected, so a big move. And now it's kind of getting its bearings again. I'm personally going to be very patient with our friend here and let it settle in, right? I mean, trying to rush this stuff doesn't work, right? You got to be patient. I want it to come up and start to really show a range, which is what TOMO does best. Either starting at the bottom or the top. Until then, I'm just going to keep watching. No big rush.
Nice one.
One of the things I see in this school all the time is people saying they want to trade a token and then justifying it, looking for rationale for why they're taking it. Instead of finding a token that's set up based on hashtag science, right, at strong support levels, at strong levels where there's going to be an interaction, they go, I want to trade TOMO, and then they start looking for confirmation bias right? For a reason to do something, do it the other way around. Wait for it to come to you. Wait for it to set up and tell you, I'm ready. You'll be much happier.
Okay. We all know that feeling of like that desperation. You want to be in a position, just looking. You just want to be in something. It's difficult to control, but guys, discipline all day. Dave, do you have anything? Because I'm looking at this LQTY situation that Rodolfo suggested.
I drew out. Somebody requested YGG, so I've got that one for as far as the community tokens.
Okay, do you want to throw some YGG at us? And then I've nearly got all of these other tokens ready.
Yeah.
I can't see your screen. You're gonna have to pull your screen up there, bro.
Oh shoot.
And then QNT, that's another one. Okay, cool.
If you want me to do any of them, Dill, let me know.
I've got, do QNT for us, Bruce.
Yeah, you got it. Quad.
Yeah, it should work now.
Yeah, there you go. And guys, let us know the clarity of the charts. We forgot to mention earlier, don't forget your settings on YouTube. Sometimes it's automatically 360 or whatever. You need to make it, I think, was it 720 or HD when you're watching on YouTube if the charts are blurry.
Okay, you guys can see it or no?
Yeah, we good? Okay,
so YGG, there's a trend line that I noticed on the 9th of June for that crazy scam pump. I definitely remember that. But you can see here that it's following this trend line. And if we zoom in now on the shorter time frames, I'm on the 8-hour right now. We also have this other trend line here. So starting from the 18th of August, kind of not exactly perfect, but you get the idea. We're kind of in this triangle. So it had its breakout. I'm not sure what's going on with this token, if there's some new news, but basically I drew from the very bottom to the very top here. And you can see that when it had its rejection at this order block, which is at 25.7 all the way to 26.7, it reacted perfectly in the sniper zone, 618, right? So it reacted, bounced backed up. And I would say now from the top, this was the bottom here, that this little area, this new sniper zone area, would be your take profit. So if you're long right now on YGG, a good take profit one would probably be this 0.2489, or maybe in this order block again. If you are looking to enter, I would imagine a good entrance would be, or I'm seeing some kind of reaction here, and then it'll probably come back down here and react off this 618 again and this trend line. So a precision entry would be right around here between 0.216 and 0.222. So kind of interested in it myself. Very volatile. I mean, these are huge swings, by the way. So that's a 13% dip. And then from where it reacted last night, it's a 10% move. So with your leverage, make sure you guys are very, very careful on that. But yeah, I'm going to set an alert right here just to see how the show's going. Maybe I'll participate. We'll see. But for now, you got an order block here and a support order block right here.
Nice, Dave. What else you got there?
Yeah, let me share my screen the right way. Sorry. Trading view.
Zao wants to know what the heck is up with RUNE. Well, it looks quite shit on the chart, doesn't it? And then I see Nick says RUNE decided to shut down their swap temporarily. Legal reasons, money laundering concerns, he says. Okay, well, that's interesting information, because RUNE might be losing a major area here, and it might be an opportunity that we can look at for potential shorts. So guys, let's we're going to pull that RUNE up shortly.
So I talked about Spell yesterday, how I'm keeping my eyes on it. It looks like it's ready to break out here, guys. So I took a long Here's my reasoning behind it. So as Bitcoin is having these dumps and it's being weak, Spell has maintained this uptrend. We had an order block here, and it wicked down, fought back up immediately, and if we zoom out, we have these higher order blocks right here, which I feel like they're going to get tapped. So if you guys don't have Lux Algo, these order blocks are at 0005104 and 0005177. I think ultimately that's where we should take profits. Probably going to be about an 8% move. What I've noticed, and I've said this before on Lux Algo, is typically it'll like to go above the order block a couple percentage, and then it'll start to reject. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, I think Spell's going to have its breakout and pump here.
Okay, are we looking for entries here, or are we too late?
No, I mean, guys, we're still good. We're still at the 618. You can see how this 618 region is a very good reaction zone. Right here, right here, right here. And I don't know if it's going to hit it again, but from where we are now to the 618, it's a 1.7% gap. And to me, that's not that far off. Compared to like some of these other ones like TRB and WLD, they're 6% gaps and stuff. You got to be careful with that. So I took a long on it, and Bitcoin is looking strong. You guys can see on the Bitcoin chart, talked about this level, the point of control, wicked into it, and that's what we call a swing failure pattern, where it literally came in and now it's bought back up. We're kind of where we were a couple days ago, but with that strong buyback, I am looking for a short-term target on Bitcoin to this order block here, which is at 28,100.
Yeah,
you can see it right here.
Listen, guys, when BTC gets up there, okay, look where your alts are. Look where your alts are at TP, because if BTC rejects, those alts are coming down with it. So just keep your eyes on BTC. If you long these altcoins, look what happens with BTC at that area, and just manage your risk. So
let's do this. Just to protect you guys and your profits, set an alert right here at 28. Let's do the bottom of this order block, 28,045, and then 28,100. Two alerts. This is probably going to go off this weekend, or if the U.S. session decides to send us up before the markets close for the weekend, we'll see what they want to do here. But I feel like the U.S. session is going to keep it where it's at. It's going to close, and then you're going to start to see some volume come in for the weekend. And again, there's no real actual volume that comes in the weekend. It's manipulation. So when these alerts go off, go to your alts, see where your position's at, and take some profits if you guys are long. If there's a rejection here, this is where you're going to want to look at some short setups and potentially enter some shorts, because again, if Bitcoin pierces through the Keltner channels on the weekend, you can see the Keltner channels is right here at 27,894. As it moves up into this level, it's at some point it's going to come back down and touch the bottom of the Keltner channel, which you can see here. It pierced up, and then it went down, and then it pierced through it, and now it's going back up. So that's why I love the Keltner channels. It's just it kind of gives us a little bit of clarity on the extensions here.
I did love the way BTC dumped today so badly, and these alts just held their level. That's always a good sign for me when these alts don't move that much. When BTC is dumping, then you know something's coming. I love it.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah.
One that I'm looking at, not financial advice, but somebody said to take a look at Loom before the show ended yesterday. This looks kind of crazy, but I think, and right now the funding rate, they're paying 2.4% to the long traders. So if this coin is the next manipulated coin, these whales are probably going to pump this thing higher. So this weekend, I am looking for
Loom right now. This is what we spoke about on Sheldon's show. Right now, Loom is retesting the 382 and horizontal right now as we speak. Somebody was asking about this on Sheldon's show today. So I do like this area here. I mean, if you think this thing's going to pump, we should maybe start looking at.
No, I think there's going to be some kind of squeeze, because think about, this was a block, right? This was an order block we saw yesterday. It is now eaten through, but it took a lot of volume. Like, it's not even showing on Lux Algo anymore. Yeah, it's not even showing this order block. There used to be a heavy order block here. It's disappeared. So what that's telling me is that with the funding rate being paying the longs, like whoever's holding these longs, they're probably going to pump this up even higher, because everyone's shorting it right here. And I keep seeing it every weekend. There's some kind of token. Lever was one of them. But you know, be aware of a 10 to 20% pump on this token. And then that's probably where I'm even gonna set an alert right here. Like you can see it wicked up to 1860. I'm gonna set an alert like at 1964 or something like that. And then I'm gonna wait for the reaction, and then probably enter a super small leverage short, like a 5x short, with maybe a buffer up here, which at some point, we don't know how the story's gonna go, but this thing is gonna have a ridiculous pullback at some point compared to like what we saw on Lever. I mean, look at this, guys. I think that's it's gonna look exactly like that.
Wow.
So I don't know. I like trading trading these games. This is a dangerous game, but for you DJs out there, super small leverage. Wait for the reaction. Wait for a higher pump. But I think this will be a nice short. So
something tells me Nick M knows a lot about Rune, and it sounds like he's got bags and bags of Rune. Yeah. I mean, this guy knows everything about Rune. Nick, really? Tell us the secrets. Okay, here's this Rune chart, guys. Let me show you what's going on.
By the way, Dylan, when you got a chance, we've got a little bit of action going on that you might want to look at.
Bang. TOB.
I'm
loving it. Okay, guys. Is ripping.
Yep.
Okay, you're looking at the 618 coming in hot now. All right, horizontal 618. This is a big area, guys.
Don't chase it.
Yeah, don't chase it into a big area. Again, I know I say this all the time. Sometimes you do miss it, but guys, you really just want to get these support buys. You don't want to chase. You don't want to chase into resistance. More often than not, you're going to get rinsed. Sometimes you're going to get lucky. More often than not, you're going to get smoked out there. So rather play it safe. If you miss it, you miss it. Let's look for other opportunities. Okay, so eyes on TRB. Let's deal with this Rune situation. Okay, so Rune's been looking very, very bad for the last couple of days. You guys remember I was in this Rune trade. I made so much money over here. Didn't close it. Said I was going to add more over here. Well, fuck me. It came in and stopped me out at my entry. And I thought, well, okay, well, if that's how it's going to be, that's cool. I was loading up for this Bitget thing. I was going to leverage all those profits. I was going to go so hard on this Rune thing. Okay, but it reversed on us, and this is where we are. So now, key areas for us, it was the 618 over here, which we've lost. Okay, it was also this support, lost. Okay, you can see we are in a downtrend now. Now we are losing trend and we are losing 786, guys. It's not a good look here. So what I'm thinking about for Rune here is a potential move. Sorry, one sec. I'm thinking about a potential move for Rune down to this 50-day MA over here and horizontal. Okay, and then a potential bounce. Okay, so potentially we're looking at that for the bears. If you believe, well, maybe Nick can tell us in the chat, how long, what's the news story? How long is this going to carry on for, Nick? Because if you believe that Rune is, for the next week or two is going to be under pressure, this could be a great entry here that we could start looking at. So you'd look at stops above resistance areas. It just depends how big your target you want to be. But if you're looking at a massive Rune dump here, we're looking at the 200-day MA. That's 26%. So Nick, let us know how bad the situation is there. He says he actually missed a big run on Rune, so just tracking what is happening. Well, track it some more, bro. We need some more information here, Nick. So yeah, potentially a big move down to the 200-day MA, depending how bad the situation is. First stop for me is if we carry on dipping from this trend, guys. You know what happens. 50-day MA and horizontal, it's going to come into play. There is an area here, so we do need to watch this 1.68. Eyes on this guy. Expect some kind of reaction here, but right now, Rune's looking relatively bearish here. Again, if things reverse and your news fixes itself and this thing starts pumping, just manage your risk. 618 up here, 1.89 is an area you want to watch as an old support. It would be resistance, so look out here. That sort of region, look out for a rejection there as well. Okay, so yeah, that's why no longs for me really on RUNE, especially with this information that has been shared here. Nick says he's on it, he's looking more. Chris says invert the chart. There's my man Chris. What's happening, bro? We do that a lot, eh? Okay, cool. Voter says TRB, boom. Nice one, Voter. Ashish got liquidated on RUNE today. Bro, that's quite hectic. Okay, we need to look at good areas here on things, and we need to know when we need to exit, guys. Okay. LQTY, this was a request from Rodolfo, said the audience was looking for this LQTY. I zoomed in on the 1 hour for you guys. I just wanted to show you what was happening here. So we're looking at this rising wedge. I'm looking at resistance up here. I'm looking at the 200-day MA coming through here. And you can see we got this rising wedge building over here. So potential rejection brewing up here for this LQTY. Again, don't know what it is. You know, it is hitting a little bit of resistance here currently, but I would think if we do break through here, we're looking for a move back down, probably test this trend, and you can see why I've highlighted this area here. So let's see if that ties into any fibs for us. Let's assume, guys, we reject just above the 200-day. We want to see where that might tie in. So you're going to pull that fib from the low to the high. So when it does reject, if you want to look for your bounce zones, and then you're going to figure out where it's tying in best. Like, for example, if we get a rejection up here at around the 200-day MA, you're looking at a nice thick horizontal area tied in with trend and 618 there. Okay, so that could be a region. So let it push up. Let's see how it goes. Is there a long entry here right now for me? No, definitely not on this 1 hour time frame. I can't see one. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, so this is the daily, and we are looking at this region here. Okay, so it has broken through this area on the daily. So you want to see this region, this 1.18 region, you want to see it form as support, 1.18. That's your support region you're looking for. Okay, so hopefully that helps you guys on what was it, LQTY, and then Maker. We had a request for Maker. This thing frustrates me. I always miss these Maker moves. It's not on my main watch list. In fact, I'm going to add it right now. Okay, I'll stop having excuses. Maker is now in the game. Okay, it's on my main watch list. Okay, Maker, I pulled a fib from the low to the high, looking for support, and look where it bounced. Horizontal, 382. Science again, giving us what we need. Okay, so now not ideal entries. This could be the start of a downtrend, so you need to watch this one carefully. This is the 12 hour. So let's actually zoom in a little bit here. Let's give it a 1 hour. Okay, so here's a little trend for you guys to watch. Okay, so you can watch this trend build up. This is the 1 hour. Do you have something going on there? Bruce, I might actually give you the wheel on this one. When you see these type of setups, I always think,
okay, like which you want? I got a bunch of them. I'm sorry, say again?
I'm looking at Maker 1 hour. Take a look at this for me. See if you can see a setup the way you look at things. Yeah, take a look at on your side there while I carry on.
Maker in a million years.
MKR. Okay.
Yeah,
Louis wants to know about GALA. Louis, GALA was bouncing on the 618, but unless there's another catalyst for GALA, we know there was some news on GALA recently. Unless there's another catalyst, I'm not seeing any reason for GALA to carry on moving. Let's open the GALA chart.
Oh wow, I haven't touched them. I got some marks on the chart from Maker back in May of 21. That was the last time I looked at it.
Wow. Maker knows how to move. I just it's never on my list. So I added it. Okay, so this is GALA again for Louis 618. This is what we're looking at. This was TP1 for the shorters. Okay, remember the short was here. You lose trend. We pushed back up, rejected again, came down 618. The next bounce area, Louis, is 0.0138 that we're looking at. Chaos says Bruce was sleeping. Well, he was at a rock concert last night, guys. He was up till 3 in the morning. He was in the mosh pit, I believe.
I was with my 16-year-old son. I was.
He's a rock star. What can we say? Okay, so Bruce, have you got that maker there for us?
Yeah, and it's actually kind of interesting.
Cool. Let's get it out.
I'm on the daily, by the way, so there is a pattern that no one ever talks about, and I keep thinking I'm crazy for looking at it. But it's like this. Look at that, on the daily. Just consistent. Look at that bull right there, right? That indicates a real change in market sentiment, which in my mind is really, really bullish. It's been hugging the 50-day moving average. It's above it right now. Let's zoom in a little bit. I really like this.
A lot there. Can you zoom in a lot there for us?
I like this a lot. All right, so we've got a trend line that it's been, since it started back up, that it's been listening to. Let me get here again. I'm just doing this for the first time in 2 years. I haven't touched Maker. So this is kind of cool. Strong support level right here, right? Bounced off it. Look at that. Just bounce off it, bounce off it, bounce off it. Okay, this is actually pretty easy. Right now it's pumped up. It's coming back, retracing a little bit. I'm going to pull a fib and see what it looks like. Yeah.
See, Injective is having another go at this resistance.
Yeah, so I mean, this is really simple. I mean, it's clearly on a longer-term uptrend. I haven't gotten to know its short-term moves, but if price on this one comes back down to this area right here, pump, retrace, retest, it broke through this clearly defined resistance area. If it retests support right over there, I'm going to jump in this. I'm adding this to my list because this is just a really nice setup on. And what I really, and coming back to it, what I really love, I love swimming with the river, and this just clearly shows that the market is turned tail and heading back in a great direction. I really like that. So whoever pointed that out, thank you.
I see CFX trying to reclaim. CFX is trying to reclaim that trend, guys. So those of you interested in CFX, probably worth a look.
Yeah.
Trying to reclaim. Yep.
Well, I'm there. I've got Quant. So that's for Quant and UNFI. Do you want me to cover them all up?
Yeah. Give us UNFI, please.
Okay. UNFI. Where'd it go? There it is. Coming back down.
Guido, I'm trying to work on the screen thing for you. We'll see. We'll see what we can do, Guido.
Where did my other UNFI chart go? Hold on. Oh, I'm Uniswap. Okay, that's right. UNFI. Thank you. I'm looking. What's wrong with this picture? There we go. Okay. So this is the chart that I posted a couple days ago, 2 days ago, I think, on Discord. By the way, guys, the charts that we work on, we do post them on Discord, and we set alerts. And so if you sign up for VIP, you can get these charts in, get the alerts. But basically, I posted this one. It was down over here, and as you can see, there were two options. Right? It was, this is one of Dave's puppies right there. Right? Swing failure right there. Rejected very quickly. I was really interested in the fact that wick right there showed that there were bearish orders coming down. The bulls came in and said, not so fast, Skippy. So what I was looking for, is it going to come back up and reject there and print a short? That clearly now is invalidated because it broke above and came back and it retested. You could actually call that retested. But now we're setting up, we did set up for longs. So you can't take it at this point in time, but actually, let me put that from down below. Hang on one sec, because it's already moved. But watch for it to come back like it's kind of doing right now and trace back to this trend line. And then be a little careful of it, because pretty quickly, if this comes back and retests, that would be a good entrance. But you're only 4%. You can catch a little 4% trade right there. You're 4% to the trend line that it's been resisting, and 7% to horizontal resistance. So if it retests over there, you might catch a long, but I'd pick up your profits pretty quickly, because it's going to come to a battle. So anyway, that played out just beautifully.
I've got something interesting brewing here on Link, guys.
Yeah.
That I've got my eyes on. There is an alarm on this trend line on the Banter Discord, so you might actually get a ping now. And I pull this Link chart up. Let me just get this Link here. I see somebody in the chat said Link just popped, so I took a look there. We are still pushing this trend, guys. If we just zoom out sometimes, if you're watching 5-minute candles and stuff, obviously it has its benefits, obviously. You know, that helps us get precision entries and things that we need. But if you zoom out, like for me, Link is still pushing into a resistance zone. Okay, so we just need to be aware of that. It is pushing into a major resistance area. But if we zoom in, we take a look sort of what's going on closer, we can see that it might be pushing a little bit here, and it could be something to take note of. Okay, so we do have this 1 hour trend that we're watching here on Link. But again, guys, this is the same play as Injective now. Okay, these charts were looking very similar. This is going to be support you want to see hold. This 7.59, that region, you want to see that hold as support. So let's see how this candle goes. Let's see what the rejection's like. Let's see what's happening. And then once it kicks off here, maybe there's something there for Link. So just play it safe. DJ Viking, what, the music is growing on me. I'm shaking my head side to side. Okay, so yeah, there is potentially something brewing on Link here, guys. So just eyes on Link. But again, right now, if you're longing Link now, you're longing into a resistance area. So you just need to be careful. Let's see Injective. Let's see what Injective did here. It popped through, played around, okay, found some kind of support here, and now it's trying again. Okay, so, and this is also Injective 1 hour. So Chaos says gold ripping undies, bro. Let's this is a different Chaos, guys, if you're wondering. Okay, let's see. So, well, this is oil. For those of you who trade oil, this is WTI. It's lost this major trend. This is the first bounce area I'm watching. There is a 200-day MA here at 78 that I'm looking at with horizontal. And then just an idea, you know, if we do get that bounce and we do reject at about 84, we're looking at a possible head and shoulders here, which is quite bearish for oil. So we'll keep our eyes on oil. Let's see this gold situation. Oh, it's just, guys, this is so beautiful. Fuck, I love this. Excuse my language. We've been talking about this. This is why I love trading oil and I love trading gold and all these things. They take so long, but it's so rewarding when it hits. Look at this. Okay, we had our horizontal supports here. Bang, bang. We had the 200-week MA. Where's this thing? 200-week MA. There it is. Okay, propping us up. At the same time, we had the DXY rejecting. Okay, DXY rejecting, gold on support. What is it telling us? You know, yeah, this is just awesome. Okay, but like we did sit here for a while. We sat here for how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Okay, finally some kind of reversal coming. Okay, so look at that RSI. It's turned over. We're looking for a push higher now. How high? Again, you know, it's difficult to say how high it's going to go. But we did call this bounce. It's just nice when it plays out. And guys, you saw how I planned that. We watched this RSI for so long. We watched the DXY. We were looking for all these signs, all these areas. And it's just played out beautifully. I mean, this DXY, this is just fantastic. Look at this. Okay, so DXY, guys, we're looking at a support bounce on the DXY 105. So this is, we're still not out of the woods. What we really want to see for proper action is that. That's going to unleash a lot of stuff. That's going to unleash like gold and silver. That's going to unleash gold miners and those type of things as well. So that could be quite nice. The Max says, look at STMX. Okay, let's see how we're going. Still pushing into resistance here. Still pushing into these order blocks. We'll keep watching here, guys. We'll keep watching.
Yeah.
Okay, I like this order block up here actually now. It's 29% one day, 7.2. That is, yeah, that's our area. Okay, so let's see what happens up here, guys. Up to 7.3. Let's watch this thing up to 7.3. It's okay, dude. Thanks, bro. Well, we love doing this for you. This is like our passion. We love these charts. We love trading. We love setups, and it's just so nice to be able to share it with you guys every day. Like I've said before, we do this anyway. You know, we sit and we talk to each other and we do these things. Now we can just do it with you. And guys, we love the engagement. We love the comments. We obviously can't get to everyone's comments, but we love the fact that you guys are involved here. It's very cool for us. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
On this 𝗵𝗆𝗀𝗃.
Love it.
Oh, yes.
Love it.
It's looking good. Okay, but what did we have and why did we miss this? Okay, so what did we get here? We got a 618. Let's see what it actually landed on here. Lost the 786. Okay, so I wouldn't have been too excited about this. If it wasn't holding the 786, I wouldn't have been liking this. Okay, so right now BLZ, guys, this is 50-day MA. You can see it's a resistance area. Let's get rid of some of these blocks. You can see there's resistance at 0.158. You need to look out for. Let's see if we can pull a trend. Let's just clean this up a bit for you guys. Guys, will you grab one or two more charts, and then I actually need to bail. It's I'm about 10 minutes late already.
Okay.
Yeah, I can talk about 𝗪𝗏𝗀𝗃 again. Somebody asked about 𝗪𝗏𝗃.
Give us
someone asked about quant. I got quant set up too.
Okay, thanks, Bruce.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So 𝗵𝗆𝗀𝗃 in its simplest form on the 8 hour, it's breaking a trend. Okay, not the trend. Okay, let's just zoom in. Okay, we just want to get a picture as to what's actually happening. Okay, so let's look for some fib resistance. So I'm pulling from the height of that move down there. I want to see where the 382 is as well. Okay, look at that. No, sure. Guys, this stuff. I just love this stuff. It's incredible. Okay, so 382.
Are you on the daily there, by the way?
This is the 1 hour.
The 1 hour. Okay.
Yeah, incredible, guys. I mean, this stuff works on all time frames. Obviously, it's way more effective. If you get a higher time frame fib, guys, it's way, way, way stronger than, say, a 1 hour fib. So, you know, you rely on their strength a lot less the more you zoom in. It almost feels for me sometimes the more I'm zooming in, the more luck's at play and that sort of stuff, because you just when you zoom out, you actually see like what's actually happening. And sometimes you get lost in these tight candles there. And you can get stopped out a couple of times, and yeah, you know, and then once you zoom out, you think, geez, you know, I could have actually just taken a different size position with a bigger stop or whatever.
It's funny you say that, because I actually just added to my trading rules that before I enter trade, I have to zoom back out to the daily to make sure that the context of the trade works, because I noticed that every time I didn't do it, I more often got stopped out. But if I step back and see the whole forest for a couple seconds before trade, I had much better results.
Right.
So that's great advice. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so support to look for. Okay, so we've seen the rejection at the 382. So support we're watching here, 0.137. Let's just take a look at these fibs. Okay, so first horizontal support is this 0.1375. Then your next area is this horizontal trend over here, the 382. So 0.136. Those are your sort of bullish bounce areas. If it drops lower than that, then you're looking at more bearish type setups. So you'll see here, if we get this pullback and we bounce there, you know, we like that. We want to ride that trend higher. If we lose this and we bounce at the 618, well, what happens? We start looking at bearish setups. We're looking at rejections down there. Okay, so just play these fibs accordingly. Okay, Bruce, do you want to give us
quant? Yeah. Hold on. I was following on 𝗵𝗆𝗃𝗀𝗃 because that's quant. There we go. So I zoomed out to the daily on the quant. Speaking of that, because So nothing on short time frames. And frankly, don't know what's going on behind the scenes on Quant, but from a daily perspective, this is just sad. I don't know what's going behind the scenes, whether it's development, whether it's users, or what the token's doing. I used to follow it a lot. Major support level right over there. It lost it. It came up, it retested it, and it's rejecting it again. And the thing is that when I look at it, even though I'm going back as far as July 2022, there's nothing over there in terms of support and resistance to look at, which means that unless something in the market interferes, we're looking at about a 41% leak down to that level. Personally, don't see anything else in it right now. So if you're into shorting this, you might, if it comes back and retests that trend line, you might be able to pick up a short there. That's what I'm looking at with Quant.
𝗕𝗶𝘁𝗪, love your work, bro. Look at this guy. He was short oil at 92. I'm sure that was our area. Tim, let us know if it was our areas that you took these positions on. And gold long, look at that, bang. I mean, yeah. Gold's just absolutely ripping. I love these gold and oil trades, guys. Sometimes you just really have to wait for them. You can wait weeks for them. Yeah.
Hold on, George. I'm sorry, George. Just on Quant. George is saying dev sell off on Quant. Okay, so there's something going on behind the scenes that explains it.
Yes, next update on RUNE, guys. So my RUNE summary: big news related drop, bounced on fib 382, which shorted at fib 236 if market allows. Okay, cool. So guys, let's just recap on some of these tokens we've looked at today, because I see the S&P is actually ripping, and this might be a good sign. We see gold is ripping, the DXY is dumping. I mean, I can't stop looking at this gold chart. It makes me so happy. Okay, look at this thing go. Jeez, that is beautiful. Okay, S&P pumping, guys. Remember, if this S&P carries on pumping, we got a gap to deal with here. 4370 to 44. Okay, we often close these gaps. You want to keep your eyes on that. So if it keeps pushing, that's a resistance zone you need to look out for. Okay, let's look at CFX. Eyes on CFX. The candle hasn't closed yet, guys. If this candle closes below this area, I would say we're turning on the bear zone. Let's see how the CFX candle goes. Bulls could get interested if this candle closes up there and it finds some support here on this trend. It could be all right. What else were we watching? We were watching LINA, so this is still in play. These are the areas we're watching. I'm just looking for a move up to LINA. Nothing big. It's a scalp play. So let's look at some areas here. 382 could be one of them. Okay, 103. So that's probably about a 4% move. And then the next area is the 50-day MA and 618 and trend at 107. So if we do get a mega move, that's definitely TP, guys. 107 that you need to look out for. Let's see, Spell, Dave. Spell, we watching Spell, right, Dave? You in it?
Yeah, I'm in it. And I got Arbitrum for that request there.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so Dave's going to do Arbitrum 2. Let me just finish summarizing here. Okay, so Spell, potential entry here still, guys, for Spell. Injective, you can see what it's doing. This is the 1 hour. So we were watching this break earlier. Okay, we had a little break, had a little retest, and there it goes. Okay, so it might be on its way now for a fun weekend. Look for support, guys. You want to see the support. Okay, this is big now. You want the support to hold, and you want this trend to just carry on going up. Remember, if we start losing that trend and it starts dipping back down, you may want to exit. What else did we have? We had TRB. Well, TRB is at resistance now. So remember what Bruce was saying. I think best bet now, guys, TRB is to wait for that kind of pullback horizontal. Okay, let's watch this trend. See how we go there. Render, if you are long render, guys, I don't know if we covered this one today. Resistance is 1.8. Okay, so your TP isn't very far. This is the 200-day MA and horizontals. You might see a wick up to the 618 at 1.86. So keep your eyes on that. And then Loom. I think I'm gonna keep my eyes on Loom this weekend, guys. Yeah. So what David was saying, it could be something that moves. Right now, this is an area. It's a 382. It's a horizontal. I might try and have a few scalps on this thing this weekend. We'll see how we go. But yeah, that's all my summaries there for me. And then finally on BTC, areas to watch this weekend. 200-day MA, 618. So anything up to what Dave was saying, 28,100 he likes. I like anything in this area here as a TP area. So just be careful when BTC hits this zone. Look out where your alts are. Look where the corresponding areas are. Look at dominance. See what's going on, and just try and get a picture and manage your risk there. Look at BTC. It really wants to move here. Look at that. Jeez. Okay, Dave, give us some ARB there quickly.
Yes, sir. Okay, nothing's really changed from what I talked about. It looked like it was falling out of the trend, but I kind of redrew the trend line here. It's still hanging around, magnetized to the 618 sniper region. So it's kind of a slow and steady race, it seems like. It will pop off eventually, but it might do one of these and then eventually take off. I'm seeing something like that. And one thing to note too is that this little support area used to be resistance, but if we drag it out all the way to the left, you can see it's a horizontal that Dylan likes to talk about. You know, we have this area right here, and it's magnetized here, rejected right here, broke through right here, and retested, and it's holding this trend. So to me, it still looks amazing. Maybe look to cut or set your stop loss below this last wick here at yeah, right here. Set your stops like right there at 0.8475. But I am expecting a Bitcoin pump to at least 8, you know, that area that we talked about, and it would be nice to see arbitrum pump in 5% to 10%. We'll see. But from where we're at now, it's a 7-8% move.
Guys, thank you. That was fun. I'm going to leave you with Link banging into resistance here.
Yes, it
Use
is.
that information. Do what you want with that information. Just be careful this weekend, guys. Watch those resistance zones for BTC. Don't fall into any traps. Manage your risk. We'll see you later.
Yep.